Hello everybody and welcome back to Nerdy Miniatures, and in today's video I am going to be showing you how I painted the Royal Decapitator as seen on one of my previous lives. So if you want to watch the full thing, you can head on over to our lives channel and you can watch the full thing there. If not, if you want the brief summed up version, then this video is just for you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, I sprayed the entire figure using Chaos Black before covering the flesh of the figure using Pallid Witch Flesh. Then for the tatty robes, I went in with Doomfall Brown. For his Decapitator's axe, I went in with Brass Scorpion, covering all the metallic elements. Then going in with Xandrijas, I covered the wraps on his weapon, as well as a few other pieces around the figure. Using Kislev flesh, I then filled in the decapitated heads in his hand. Then using Sorbelite Grey, I shaded in all of the skin on the Decapitator. After this, I went in with Agrax Earthshade over the rest of the figure. For the decapitated heads, I went in with Carabao Crimson for an obvious bloody effect. For the skulls on the figure, I went in with the contrast paint Skeleton Horde to make them look aged and old. Then going in with Mournfang Brown, I dry brushed it over the robes of the figure just to add a little bit of dimension and a shifting colour. Going back in with Xandrijas, I then filled in the remaining elements around the figure, like remaining body parts and the skeletons along the bottom of the base. Going with Mournfang Brown, I then began to fill in his pouches. Using Carabao Crimson, I then decided to go back in over the skin to create a sore, bloody look, all over the remaining parts of the body. Dry brushing again, I went in with Gortha Brown once again over the robes, just to add slightly more tanned or aged areas to make these scraps look old. I then went over the top of these robes again with Agrax Earthshade, and to re-pick out all of the details that were covered up from dry brushing. Then it was time to move on to the highlights. Using Ulfin Grey, I went over the skin, picking out parts like the taut muscles and the ribs of the figure, as well as the spines down his back. Then going in with Pallid Witch Flesh, I then began to highlight all of the skulls and all of the bones along the figure, as well as the wrappings around his weapon. Then going in with Sycorax Bronze, I began to highlight the axe part of his weapon. Going in with Sterline Mud, I then filled in the remaining part of the base. The figure is standing on a Decapitator's block, so I wanted to add some detail to this. Going in first with Blood Angel's Red, I did a small puddle of blood running from the block into the mud below, before filling this in with Blood for the Blood God, also applying this to various parts of the figure, like on the heads and on the axe itself. And that is it. That is the Royal Decapitator all finished. Like I said, if you want to watch the full in-depth video of this, you can find it over on our lives channel, along with various other content. Down in the description you'll find a link to our Discord channel. We have a small community over there, slowly growing, and we would absolutely love to have you there. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now, guys.